Wage gap myth. Dear Billy Burr, I was one of the fortunate audience members of your epic terrorist performance. You crushed it, in my opinion. Thank you very much. He said the wage gap statistic. He said, I want to debunk a myth for you. The wage gap statistic. You know, there's this thing right now that they say that a woman gets paid less, 79 cents less to do the exact same job as a guy, which, you know, my opinion is fucked up. The job should pay what it should pay, right? So this guy says the wage gap statistic that you hear about all the time is simply the average earnings of men and women working full time. It does not take into account different job positions, hours worked, or different jobs. It has nothing to do with the same work. It has nothing to do with discrimination. In 1963, the Supreme Court passed the Equal Pay Act, which makes it illegal to pay different wages for the same job. If you still don't buy that, then consider this. If a company could legally pay women less money, do you think those greedy cunts would ever hire a man? Some decent points there. Once I pulled this wage gap thread, a whole bunch of other feminist myths started to unravel, but I just wanted to shine a light on this topic. Well, okay, let's, I'll have to look all of that up. I never looked up the Equal Pay Act, but if they're still able to make the numbers work, then wouldn't that say that guys get the better high-paying jobs? Then does it become that? I'm just asking. All right? That's what I would guess. So, I don't know. Evidently, I have some reading to do, and I think a lot of feminists do, too, that just jump on the bandwagon. I'll look up the Equal Pay Act. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? I mean, one of the dumbest fucking ways to get somebody to listen to your goddamn opinion is to just sit there and be like, you got it better than us. Your life is fucking easy. That immediately puts the other side going like, you know what? Fuck you. Fuck you and your brassiere, you know? My fucking life's easy. I just dealt with this, and this. You know, it just puts people into that mindset. I don't know. That whole fucking yelling and screaming and shit, believe me, as a yeller and a screamer, I know it doesn't make people listen to you. It just makes people just go, oh my God, I want to get away from this person, or that person's a fucking lunatic. That's been my experience trying to convey ideas since I was a little orange-headed child. I don't know what's going on, okay? At the end of the day, the job should pay what the job pays, and the best person should get it. But sadly, that is never going to happen, because there's always going to be the boss's son, there's always going to be the hot chick, there's always going to be the racist, the homophobe, the person who comes in with the southern accent, and you're up north, or vice versa, and somebody's mentally still fighting the war, or think southern people are stupid. The only way to take the human element out of it is to gradually, slowly but surely, dumb down human beings, make everything automated, and you slowly replace them with free-thinking robots, which is basically what's going to happen. By free-thinking, I mean they agree with the upper 1%, and not even the upper 1%, the upper 1% of the 1% that doesn't even show up, There's a lot of, you remember all the blue blood money, and everybody kind of knew how much money they had, and now they all say that, oh, they gave away a lot. The Rockefellers are, their fortune isn't what it's worth. It used to be. The Vanderbilts, they're only worth like $75 million now. I mean, I don't know. There's all these stories out there that there's families that are so fucking big and powerful, they're above any sort of borders. And they fucking, when they travel by yacht, it's like their little navy. And they just, I love conspiracy theory, and they just float around. They pull up to the dock, and the countries just come out and give them bags of gold, and then they just disappear. It's like Waterworld, except, without the, I don't know, except they still have all the amenities because the world hasn't flooded over yet. Does that make any sense? I think that's as good a spot to stop as any.